I'm aiming for 13 kids.
I think for me, 2 enough lah, maximum.
Why 2? 12 more lah.
What do you think is the biggest problem with having kids in Singapore?
The cost.
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 Money lah.
Money.
Yeah, everything is money.
Men.
What do you mean by men?
Like for me, finding the right partner is very, very important. You don't just have a kid by yourself, you have a kid with another person. I mean, ideally for me,
Personally, it was a lack of time. I had to do my exams, I had to concentrate on work.
I'm not ready to have a kid yet. I just feel like there are other things that I want to do in life, like travel. I want to spend more time with my husband. We've only been married for 3 years. And I'm not ready to have a kid change my life.
I would say that I am a sort of a workaholic. I am trying to focus more on my career now rather than start settling down and starting a family when I'm at my peak.
I'm more worried about my health, my fertility health particularly. And then I seen a doctor and they told me that they suspect that I have endometriosis.
We waited 6 years because I had PCOS. Because of my hormones, I would not be able to ovulate every month. So we went to doctors after doctors.
I think for my partner, right, him being the eldest son in his family, right, there are some pressures to have children. But for me, I think no lah.
Okay.
Recently, Singapore announced that women up to 37 years of age, regardless of marital status, can choose to freeze their eggs from July 1st onwards.
As of now, only women with certain medical conditions can freeze their eggs to preserve their fertility. But as we all know, women in Singapore are delaying their pregnancies, citing various factors like prioritizing their career, not being ready to embrace parenthood, income uncertainty, and health concerns.
So, when elective egg freezing gets legalized, would you personally go for it?
Definitely.
For sure, I am interested.
I think social egg freezing will give us an option as an insurance to our decision on whether we want kids or not, so we don't feel so pressurized now.
so at least I know that, okay, there's a 33-year-old egg there in the freezer somewhere. So I can get off my life also, I just want to get it out of the way so I can just stop kind of thinking about it.
So I shared the procedure with my cousin who have been through 2 miscarriages, and the funny thing is she didn't even know this procedure exists. If this procedure was legalized earlier, she was thinking if she can preserve her healthier eggs rather than going through all the heartbreaks that she has been through.
You can retrieve your eggs later whenever you're ready to start building a family.
It's definitely going to be a game changer.
What are your main concerns when it comes to egg freezing?
I talked to my mom about this, who have been through 2 times of IVF. She did face some side effects like nausea, headaches and stuff like that.
Wow, I have to say this, that I'm very, very scared of pain. I'm really very scared of needles. When I see it jabbing me, right, I'm scared.
I think money is going to be an issue because I don't think it's going to cost cheap.
The finances is my number one concern. One cycle of egg freezing probably costs an average of 7 to 9K. And I think that's expensive, and also there's an annual storage fee of about $500, I think.
It's not very cheap. So I mean, that itself is quite painful, but I think for me, that is more worth it in a sense as compared to really worrying about having my eggs become older or kind of forcing myself to settle down just to have a kid soon. It will help me at least pause the time and help me buy the time to make a better decision.
I have heard a lot of concerns from friends as well as patients. One, they're afraid of the injections, but there are ways to mitigate this. So like icing the area, using numbing creams. Well, our ladies who do egg extraction do not go home with painkillers. So this will tell you relatively how painless the procedure is. 2, they're afraid of the hormonal side effects. Generally, they are temporary. A lot of it is bloating. With the next menses, everything generally settles down. And in terms of complications from the procedure, it is very, very, very rare that bleeding or infection risk can occur. The more serious complication that can occur is this condition called ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome, where basically the ovaries are overstimulated in this process. Now, there are ways to mitigate this as well as to lower the risk of this happening. So you have a discussion with your doctor, and then you trust your doctor's expertise to guide you along and help you.
It's a wrap.
Kiss, 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 kiss.